again. I'd like to thank everyone for participating in this debate so far. I would like to comment on several of the comments made by both the member of opposition and the leader of opposition mentioned before. I think some of these comments are very important and need to be debated further. One thing that the opposition mentioned was that, in general, before we release these nonviolent offenders, it will require a bureaucratic a drain. It'll require people to look up these records, to review them. It'll require a massive effort of government in order to make sure that the release of these prisoners goes well. The important issue to glean out of that is that while it may present a short-term cost to the government in order to do this, this effort to go through the files, this effort of changing the bureaucracy to get these people out of there is a one-time thing. These offenders gain into society paying taxes, that's every year. Everybody, when they buy something, they pay sales tax. That's constant. This bureaucratic mess, that's a one-time thing. Therefore, it's not as important in relevance to the long-term, in relevance to the constant additional income that the government will receive from having these citizens released back into the public. In addition, the opposition has mentioned some issues that the government believes to be irrelevant given the details of the situation. A couple things that were mentioned were, one, the details of, the situations which presented themselves when these nonviolent offenders were arrested. Did they have the marijuana? Were they selling it? Were they using it? In addition, a second issue that was brought up was the socioeconomic standing of these individuals before they entered prison. Well, the government would like to say that those two issues are not really important, because I would say that offenders that had low socioeconomic status before prison were more likely to be charged with crimes more than drug possession. People from low socioeconomic standing are more likely to be charged with crimes other than drug possession, are more likely to be charged with more violent crimes. In addition, the main issue that we should be getting at here is their experience in prison. The government feels that violent offenders, people that were charged with drug possession as one of their crimes, with more violent crimes being the other crimes they were charged with, are more likely to pick up bad habits in prison as opposed to those who are just charged with marijuana possession. And therefore, nonviolent offenders who are released are more likely to integrate back into society, to be lawful, abiding citizens. And even if all of them aren't, we can't say that there's a 100% chance that every nonviolent offender will integrate back into society, be a lawful citizen, paying tax every year. We can't be sure of that. How can you be 100% sure of that? What we're getting at here is, while these nonviolent offenders are still in prison, either they will stay as normal people or they will get a bad influence. Whereas if they were released, either they will not contribute anything or they will be a good influence. I think it would be wise to take that chance between good and doing nothing versus doing nothing or just bad. Clearly, it would be better to let them go back into the general population and take that chance. My member of government, one of the things that he mentioned was that the ends justify the means, and the opposition talked about that issue in a negative light. I would like to say that when he mentioned that the ends justify the means, he was talking primarily in terms of the bureaucracy and the thank you.